Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Pitching Point. So sadly this week we don't have the chief with us. I think he's just crying somewhere in the corner, just like he's been dethroned from his seat, more egotistical seat. But anyway, so the chief is not with us this week, sadly, but we do have Kate and Benjamin. How are you both?
Good, thank you. In honor of Costa, so I am wearing my what sales people say t-shirt, just in
Okay.
honor of him.
Yeah,
Just
I decided
that
since he
way.
didn't want to show up that I wasn't going to wear mine.
Oh, I see.
So,
I,
but
I, I
at
figured
least you're
I,
doing something good for him.
I figured I'd try and beat the chief because he's not here, make him feel better.
Very cool, very cool. All right, guys. Well, for those watching, this is and listening, I suppose, this is the Pitching Point. It's the world's first gamified sales coaching show. So this week we have Sam Collins. Sam, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Alex. All good. Excited.
Cool. Thanks for joining us this week, mate. So how did you end up on this show? Is my first question.
So I actually received a message from you a day before you were due to give me a final interview, which was sort of throw you under the bus a little bit there. Some interesting tactics. I'm not sure you're shoehorning me into it, but thought, what have I got to lose? Let's get involved.
Very cool, man. Well, look, yes, look, I did ask you before you joined. Now you're part of the Reach Desk gang, which is very cool. So I know it's early days. Good luck in your role as a BDR. I don't think we need to introduce Reach Desk too much, but just tell us for everyone watching, how much sales experience have you got under your belt so far?
So I'm still pretty green. Actually made my first sort of cold calls for Reach Desk today. So yeah, early doors. Made a few before, but not had a huge amount of experience. It's always been kind of going in warm and sort of more email approach. So new to the calling space. So it's
all right, nice. Did you book any meetings?
Unfortunately not, but got a referral. So and a couple of email addresses. So small wins.
Decent start. Good man. Okay, all right. Well, let's go straight into it. Really, Kate, what have we got up first?
Okay, so we're going to look at the email that Sam has sent me. I have not looked at this email yet. It's in the background, so I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully pick the right one, and then see my reaction and decide for each of us whether we're in or we're out. Are we going to take it further? Right, okay. Move Benjamin's face out of the way because I can't read it. Okay, so hi, Kate. As an avid gardener and founder of a scaling tech company, I'm so open on LinkedIn, aren't I? Everyone just knows exactly where to get me.
Yeah.
You're probably always searching for ways to get a bumper crop at A for an Able. Thought you'd appreciate watching this bonsai tree. I get all the gifts. Honestly, I like it when Reach Desk reps come on because I get gifts. Alongside your pipeline, you can order it on Amazon here. That's fantastic. Prospects are receiving 150 emails a day on top of calls and LinkedIn messages, with everyone relying on these overwatered channels. Curious to understand how you're standing tall above the canopy. We're helping B2B teams give their pipeline a growth spurt by cutting through the digital networks with a direct mail and gifting strategy across the customer lifestyle. Do you see value in adding this to your shared? Talk soon, Sam. Well, Sam, listen, that made me smile straight away, and got me. I love really personalized emails, and bizarrely, other than this show, I don't get many of them. Even though I am very open on LinkedIn with things like my hobbies, but really appreciate how tailored this is. I just wonder on it if you could have put the prospects of receiving over 150 emails just a little bit earlier in that to make me trigger exactly what it was you were getting to, in terms of being able to say, given that you're getting so many emails, I thought you'd appreciate watching this bonsai, something like that, that just gave me a sense of what you were aiming for. Other than that, I think it's really, really good. I think it's really, really tailored. And it's exactly the type of email that I would likely respond to. So for me, and I know Benjamin always says I'm a soft touch, but for me, it's an in for me. Well done.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Benjamin, what about you?
Well, see, if I got this email and I know it's from someone generating leads in pipeline, the first question I'd ask is, would we have to offer everybody a gift then? How much is this going to cost me? That instantly gets me thinking. If I've got to send an Amazon gift into if this is what they're doing to get me, then this is what they're going to tell me to do, because you'd be using your A game strategy to attract me. And I'd look at this and I don't want to send everyone a bloody personalized gift. I don't have time to do all of this. So I personally would find it too personal. Like, how do you know all this about me? That's a little freaky. I'm not like Kat. I don't share much about me personally online because I don't want people sending me emails like this. So you'd like this book. So I'm the exact opposite.
Grumpy bugger.
Yes, I am the exact opposite. But my first thought is, however anyone approaches you selling in any form of lead generation, is what they're doing is what they're going to do for me. Because you'd be using your A game strategy. You have to. And for me, I think, well, I don't want to send gifts out to everybody. That seems a very expensive, time-consuming way of generating leads when I just tell my fellas to pick up the bloody phone. So it'd be a no from me.
Cool. Thanks, Benjamin. Alex.
Just as well, you're not selling to sales trainers, Sam. Put the added bonus. Well, look, I think I've actually sent one of those bonsai trees myself. In the
what is it with people in software? You have nothing to do. You can just send emails with gifts to people.
Yeah, it works, mate. It works. I think, look, the good things you've done here is you've done two things. You've done the show me you know me exercise, that you've understood Kate and what she's about. Kate's obviously revealed a lot about herself, and you've kind of you've hooked her. I think sowing seeds might be a bit misleading as a subject line, though. That's the only thing I'm going to critique you on. The purpose of a subject line is, well, mainly to get an email to be opened. And if I saw sowing seeds, I'd be like, maybe I'd have a look into it. But the sowing seeds then has to follow into the narrative of the email and what you're really trying to solve as a problem, which you kind of have done here. So I don't think it's too bad. So the opener is good. It's not too lengthy, structured well. But I do think like the image side of things, it's hard to visualize the problem until you get a bit lower. So it might be the image that we need to look at in terms of how you're going to be using that. Overall, I mean, I love it. I think you're very good at crafting emails. You're like the way you've tied it all back to a bonsai tree and growth, which is what Kate as a CEO of a tech company cares about, is great. Talk soon, just a throwaway line. I always say, if you can reduce the size of an email and still make it read and for it to understand the same way, then just do that at all costs. I mean, it would be a yes for me, but those are the couple of things I can give you just to make this slightly better. But it would 100% be a yes, partly because I don't receive enough gifts myself.
I love it. I'm getting whenever all of your guys can come on the show and pitch to me. How do you feel about that?
This is a real one. This is a real one, right, Sam? So Kate can go and redeem this afterwards.
She can indeed, yeah.
There you go, Kate. Enjoy.
Love it.
I look forward to pitch sort of a day by day on LinkedIn, sort of watching it grow.
Do you guys send free gifts to literally everyone you're prospecting?
No, mate. No, it's all about like targeting the right people, the important people. We did a ton of calls, ton of LinkedIn, ton of videos. This is just one touch point.
Right. Okay. All right.
Sam, how do you feel about that feedback?
Yeah, definitely. It's I do agree. Actually, I think possibly could get to the crux of the matter a little bit sooner, or possibly even just tidying up the formatting a bit so it's boosted up, and you can see what it's all about. Everyone loves a bit of fun, but at the end of it, people are busy and you just need to get to the point.
Yeah, great, brilliant, nice one, Sam. Right, over to you, Benjamin. I think.
Now I thought we were spinning the wheel, but no.
Oh no, sorry. Oh look, there's me doing it wrong again. The bloopers of this show. Alex, it's you to go up next.
Alrighty, let's bring it up. Sam, you ready for this? Okay, so this week we've got a slightly different format. Can everyone see this?
Yes.
So, Sam, whatever you land on, you're either going to have to sell water to a whale, sawdust to a lumberjack, ice to an Eskimo, or a cape to Superman. The point of this exercise is not actually about getting the sale as such. In sales, we have to handle a lot of objections, and it sounds like you might have had some in your cold calling sessions earlier. The point is, like, how do you handle those objections and how do you overcome them? So let's see who you're going to be selling to. Spin this wheel. See what you land on. So today, Sam, you're going to be selling sawdust to a lumberjack, which in this instance is going to be Benjamin. So,
and to make it easier for you, Sam, I've made an inbound inquiry about sawdust.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. This isn't some cold random call. Yeah, otherwise it's a really jaded process. So I've made an inbound inquiry, sent you a link, and we've agreed to talk. So why don't we do it? That makes it a bit easier.
Okay, brilliant.
So you start how long's he got? What's the timer here, folks?
maximum 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Maximum 5 minutes. All right, so let's start the call as if so you phone me and I answer, and we start from there.
Sure, brilliant. Well, thanks, Ben, for getting in touch and for your inquiry about our fantastic sawdust. I suppose just to understand from my side, kicking things off, kind of what your plans are for the sawdust and how you anticipate using it in your sort of future endeavours.
Well, the reason I reached out, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a ruddy ship stuck in the Suez Canal. And all our sawdust is on that ship. Would you believe it? Yeah, of all the ships, yeah. So we have a problem because it's going to take, it seems, a very long time for this ship to be moved. We're looking at weeks here, and all world shipping is coming to a close. So I started urgently thinking, where are we going to be able to source sawdust locally? And I've contacted several companies. You are one of 3 companies that I'm going to be talking to. I quite liked your website, and it sounded to me you could deliver the volume that we're looking for. So just wanted to understand a little bit more about how much you could ship, when you could ship it, and what's the quality of your sawdust.
Yeah, sure. I suppose really it depends on, there's a number of different factors there. Just sort of where, first of all, kind of geographically are we going to be needing this sawdust? How much are we going to be needing?
So we're down in Bournemouth. I don't know where you guys are located. Where are you located?
Well, we're sort of headquartered sort of up just up the road, actually, in the New Forest. So there's plenty of trees around as well. So we can...
plenty of trees to cut down. Yeah, so that's perfect. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're based down in Bournemouth. Sorry.
Sure. Brilliant. And sort of what sort of quantities of sawdust are we looking for?
We'd be looking at 2 to 3 tons per week.
2 to 3 tons. Okay, certainly, and appreciate there's sort of this volume is needed, but what's the real what's the use for it? When do you and like when do you anticipate needing it by? What's going to happen if you don't get this sawdust?
Well, I mean, ideally we'd like it. What are we now? We're in the last week of March, aren't we? So we would be expecting our delivery that's stuck in the Suez Canal. We would have expected it by mid to late April. So I need something by mid to late April. Is that the sort of thing you could do? Could you deliver 2 to 3 tons by mid-April?
Well, yeah, we definitely can get that sorted for you in terms of sort of quantities and location. That's not a problem. It's, I suppose, just yeah, well, to answer your question, yes, we can definitely get you 2 to 3 tons by the early April, actually. Sort of we find you can get quite a lot of sawdust over the Easter weekend. All the Easter eggs come in these lovely hampers. And after Easter, we're inundated with supplies. So certainly not a problem there.
Okay. So how much would we be looking at? What do you charge per ton?
It does does depend sort of how long you say it's a weekly basis. Is this going to be an ongoing contract
until the ship gets freed up? Yeah. So by the time it gets over here, so we're looking at maybe doing a 6 to 8 week stopgap.
Sure, certainly. Okay, that's not a problem. I suppose it would be really just useful from our side, Benjamin, because we've got a whole different variety of qualities of sawdust as well on offer. Kind of, are there any what quality of sawdust are you looking for?
We're looking for original oak 1605, good year.
It's a particularly good year. You're a man of
Forest is full of it, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So it would be, yeah, I mean, in terms of the ability to source this for you, that's not an issue at all. It would be good just to sort of wrap, as we wrap this up, and we can kind of get you in to do a final sort of testing and sort of sawdust sniffing session. I know I'm sure you value the quality of the sawdust. It's always important to have top-notch stuff. But just before we do that,
a line in the dust, as we say.
You can't beat the line of the dust.
That was funny.
Who knew that sniffing sawdust was a thing?
Very good.
You didn't say that in your interview, mate.
For that line alone, I'm in. That line alone, you've got me. I have to say, just Ben, that's the nicest I've ever seen Benjamin.
I was going to say, it was like, why does Benjamin say, I don't need sawdust, I'm a lumberjack, I can go and cut it myself?
I just feel like he really wanted.
Benjamin, you wanted to buy, man.
I mean,
no, if we got there, I was going to get him to send me a sample. I wanted to see if he'd pound his feet, so we don't do samples.
Okay, fair enough. But I'd say that was the nicest. Benjamin's going to be really aggressive in the next round. So look,
round is meant to be tough. This is
two purposes for that. As I said, one is obviously how do you handle objections, but the other is that how do you keep a conversation going by continuing to ask the right questions? And I think you kept digging into like the use cases and everything. So look, there's no right or wrong answer to that, Sam. I think you did a really good job, and you kept trying to understand what's he need it for, why does he need it, what's the timing on it. I think you didn't quite get to like, do you have budget to pay for this? You've got all this stuff on a ship. Like you've already paid for something. You're actually going to be able to fork out for something like this, which is usually a key area to qualification. But all in all, you did a very good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, thanks.
Very creative to keep a conversation going for that long about a subject you know nothing about. So I think I really like the digging in. So I'm in. Benjamin, how did you feel? Are you in on that one?
No. So I'll give some pointers here, because inbound is probably one of the biggest deceptions. People think an inbound lead is easier than an outbound, but arguably it's more tricky because you have no idea why they're calling. They may or may not want to buy. It could be a phishing exercise, and they already know who they're going to use. They just want to use you to get a better deal. They're always going to go with company A, but if they can get your price off you, they're going to beat up A, knowing they're never not going to go from A. So the thing I would teach it, just give a little pointer, the first thing you should always ask on an inbound lead, one of the first questions is this: okay, well, look, what do you want to have happen by the end of this call? You've got to get the prospect to tell you where they want to go. And they always say the same thing. I just want to understand a little bit more about what it is that you sell. You go, okay, well, that makes sense. And assuming you hear everything you want to hear, what would happen next? I'm trying to lock them down to find out, are they actually in a buying process, or are they an information gathering only process? Because information gatherers will suck the life out of you and waste your time. Whereas someone who has to fulfill a need is more likely to say, well, if I like what I see, then would probably be able to buy. And that's where I want to get at, yeah? So sift out tire kickers from genuine purchases.
Great advice there.
Useful.
Yes, cool. Well done, though. I mean, like I said, it was a stupid topic, but you kept it going. And the line about snorting sawdust, I think.
Easter eggs as well. We get a bumper crop over the Easter weekend from Easter egg boxes.
And you obviously know the area I'm in, because not many people say the New Forest. You know where the New Forest is. Yeah, right.
Big fan of Bournemouth.
Huh?
Yeah.
Big
I'm a
fan.
big fan of Bournemouth. Spent a lot of
Where we
time
all
there.
come to die. It's the Florida of England.
Right, let's see the other side of Benjamin now, with a lovely game of Benjamin's question time, and see the claws come out.
So the purpose the purpose of question time is to answer a question with a question, because in the real world you get fired question by prospects, and under pressure we have a tendency to answer them because we want to please people. So I'm going to fire questions at you, and I want you to reverse them and answer with a question. And obviously in the real world, though, you've got to ask the right type of question, because if you ask a question that will piss me off, I will react as someone would if you respond. Yeah. So so we only go for about a minute, isn't it? It's only a minute. So I just fire off a question at you, and then let's see we can go from here. So tell me so my question to you, Sam, is about Reach Deck. I want to be able to personalize yet automate everything we do. Can you do that?
It'd be good to really understand sort of what kind of personalization are you looking for?
Well, by personalization, I want everything to look as if it's being created on an individual basis, as opposed to some mass generated personalization, if that makes sense.
Yes,
it sounds like it's been written by a person.
Certainly. So written by a person. So you're talking about sort of notes here rather than physical objects.
What do you mean?
So you mentioned there sort of you want everything to look like it's been written by a person. So are you looking?
No, so my fault. I'm bad user. I want it to sound, when you read it, it doesn't sound like it's been mass produced by a bunch of chimps in a factory somewhere.
Sure, certainly. That's yeah, it's always a fantastic way of doing things and breaking through the doors. What sort of use cases are you planning on using these personalized gifts for then?
Well, yeah, I'm happy to answer that, but do you do that out of interest before we continue the conversation? Is that what you can do?
It's definitely one of the options available. But we often find it.
Is the answer yes? Is what I'm saying. Can you do? You can tell me you can do it or not.
Time back. That was a tricky one.
So brutal.
Do you know what? I tell you what, Sam. That first question that you battered back to Benjamin, I thought was extremely good, where you clarified what he meant by something before just jumping in with your answer, and I thought that was brilliant, because that's a tough one. That gets everybody first time and they stumble, but you didn't stumble. You asked him a question straight back to clarify, and I really, really liked that. Later down the line he tripped you up because he's a sneaky little bugger, but yeah, I thought it was really good.
And how did you find that, Sam?
Yeah, I towards the end, I think actually if I was on a proper call, you'd answer, because you'd just start to
yes. See, when you're in a role play, you can be more confident of who you are, but in the real world, people capitulate very quickly. You're quite right.
And it's always that balance of, you want to get the information, but you don't want to annoy the individual. That, like, we all get annoyed at politicians, so they don't answer the question, and it's what's the right time to, how do you structure it?
So the difference between a politician and a salesperson is a politician is trying to dodge the answer on purpose because they don't want to reveal the truth, whereas you're trying to uncover the truth and guide them through the process. I think what Benjamin was probably telling you in a second is, when he said, do you do that? The response probably should be something like, if we don't do that, is that going to prevent us from working together, for example? Something like that. You want to really just get to the real truth. But the first one was gold. I think you might have even taken Benjamin's by surprise there.
Yeah, no, it was good. And the key thing is, when somebody asks you a question, because that's probably quite a common question, or it's not, it doesn't really matter if it's common or not. Regardless of the question, if it's something like that, I see, that's a really good question. I don't often get asked that, funnily enough. It makes them feel good, like they've asked a great question. You go, I'm happy to answer, but before I do, can I just ask why you've asked me that? Because like I said, it doesn't come up a lot. It's very good too, sir. Yeah, and then oh wow, and it makes them comfortable to want to tell you more. And the reason when we lost it in our conversation was, it's Alex pointed out, it's when you dodged around the answer, and I took that and I answered, but then I asked again, so can you do that? And instead of answering, you said, well, it's definitely one of the sorts of, and that's where, oh, come on, mate, just, yeah. So what you could have done in that situation is go, well, you're in luck. If I told you we did do that, what would you say? It's still a question, you see.
Yes. Yeah.
If I told you that's exactly what we do, what would you say? Well, I'd say that's exactly what I'm looking for. Well, I'll say that then. Yeah. So a question can actually have the answer in it. Yeah. If I told you we did do that, what would you say? Well, that's exactly what we're looking for. Remind me why? Yeah. You see, so no. Yeah. So a little tip there. You can answer if you ask it in the question. Well done, though. Very good.
Really useful. That's
really good. I counted 2 questions that you answered in that session, which puts you in a pretty good place in comparison to others on the leaderboard. But I won't reveal that yet. We'll move on.
All right.
Alrighty. So we're into the final round, I think. we're now going to go into Beat the Chief. So sadly, this week we don't have the Chief, but he's probably just sniveling somewhere in the corner. Whatever. Let's play this one. Okay, Sam, you got your phone ready?
I do indeed. Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
let me
ready,
get this up.
Benjamin? Have you got it? You don't have to do the colours this time. Tell us, Alex, we don't have to do the colours again.
You don't have to do the colours anymore. Yeah. Luckily for you guys. So let me just get this up. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, no colours for anyone. Let me just check.
Oh, hang on. What's the pin number?
Sorry, I'm just going to get it up for you.
He'll announce it.
It's because I've got my CRM open and I don't want to show my forecast for this month. So I do actually. It's going to be a monster month. Can you see this, guys?
Yeah. Okay. Got it. 9,
Have you got the sound or not?
6. I haven't got the sound. No.
Do we want to get some sound on?
Yeah, get some sound on. I like to bot.
9660094. I'm just going to get it back and then we'll get this sound up. We've got some tunes going.
Yeah, love it.
Cat, Sam, we're just waiting for Benjamin.
Oh no! Well, the thing is, I haven't used this in so long. I don't even know what my login is. I don't even know.
Well, to your phone, or Kahoot?
Kahoot, thank you. It wants me to enter my email. I don't even know what email.
I don't think you need it, do you? You just open the app.
That's what I thought.
All right, we've got some funk music coming on.
We can edit this bit out. I don't know why.
We're not editing this bit out.
This is what people watch for, Benjamin. It's gold.
Oh.
It's TV gold.
I'm gonna have to do it manually and give you my answer at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
do
not quite the same.
I know. I'm sorry, but I don't know.
Oh my word. Okay. All right. Well, look.
Oh my god.
Kate, it's Kate. You are the new chief to beat. It's you versus Sam.
Oh, it's just basically the two of us. Oh,
Yeah.
God, that always puts me in a really awkward position.
Sam, you ready?
Let's do this.
5 questions, guys. Here we go.
Everything crumbles without the chief. Oh dear.
All right. Beat the chief. The new chief being Kate. All right. 3, 2, 1. Remember, it's not just about getting the right answer. It's about getting there first as well. So, question number 1. According to Sales Loft, what is the optimum time spending writing an email that yields the highest response rate? So, if you're going to try and get the highest response rate, how long should you spend crafting that email? And what's the optimum time?
I'm sure I should know this. Yes.
One of you's got it right.
Yes.
Oh, Sam thinks it's 3.3 minutes from the sounds of things. Oh, Kate is on top.
Oh,
All right, Sam.
yes.
Spend another 2 minutes writing your emails, mate. Here we go. What percentage of salespeople feel that they have to work weekends to hit target? According to Pipedrive, feel. How many salespeople feel I've got to work weekends?
That.
Orange. I'm gonna go orange.
It's a guess. It's a guess.
Okay.
Oh no! We did it
80%.
right.
According to a survey
no.
from Pipedrive, 80% of salespeople, 8 out of 10 people feel they have to work weekends to hit target.
I've never met those ones. Cracking.
God.
All right. How many
Sure,
calls
yeah.
do SDRs make on average per day, do we think? Is it 46, 74, 61, or 57? Benjamin, what are you saying?
That feels right.
I'm gonna say 57.
Oh, I said 57 as well.
57. It would actually be
No, I was being
46. 46 a day? Is that
That's
all?
what you could do that in an hour.
Mate,
Considering
my first job, I had to make 150 a day minimum, and that was punching it into a phone.
No, Born. Did you have a yellow pages though, Alex?
I had a sheet. I had a sheet. I had a sheet. I had a board. I had a board and a desk
tablet,
phone.
and he'd chisel.
No, yeah, I
Luxury,
had a
Luxury.
physical desk phone, and a sheet.
I
And I'd
remember
punch
those.
in the numbers, and I'd go. Lazy.
One of these auto dialers, and oh my
Lazy, yeah, dialers. Wow, cool. All right, Kate, you're still in the lead. 50%
Still
of
in the lead,
prospects
come
think
on.
salespeople are pushy. What percentage of salespeople believe they are pushy? 33, 25, 11, 17.
That many. Oh man,
Oh, 17.
Believe them.
Okay.
I went.
Right,
32.
Sam. You haven't got any on the board yet, but if you get this right and slightly faster than Kate, you will win. No pressure.
No.
No pressure. Okay, final question.
At least I'm guaranteed to be on the.
On
podium.
average, what percentage of salespeople hit target? 68, 78, 61, or 53? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
The good news is you both got it right. Now, it depends on how quickly you got this one right, but I hate to say it, I think we might already know who the winner is.
I'm doing a dance. I was doing my winning dance then. It
Okay, second place, Sam. You got 1 out of 5, which is good. But in first place this week, the new chief is
It's the first time I've ever been there. Yes.
very good.
Took me getting rid of 2 of the players of the game in order for me to get on the podium, but it's fine. It's okay. I could deal with it.
I got
Sometimes
3
they
wrong
say
anyway, doing it manually.
that is very true. So apparently it's not just about winning and such, it's about how you win. So finding a way that the path to success in sales is the key here, I believe.
Taking up the
Sam,
competition.
have you learned anything today?
Some useful inbound techniques and language to think about. So
Language.
yeah, been helpful.
Very
Thank
good.
God you weren't interviewing at that sawdust sales place whilst you're interviewing here, because I think you might have done really well in that interview. Anyway, mate, look, hopefully you've taken some good stuff away from this today. Thanks for joining us, Sam. Kate, in terms of leaderboard wise, how's Sam done?
Oh, yes.
Right, drum roll, everybody.
Sam, thanks a lot for joining us today. Hope you've enjoyed being on the pitching point. We'll
pleasure.
post this shortly, and good luck in your role at Reach Desk.
No, thank you very much. Been good fun. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Great one. Nice,
Benjamin,
thanks,
Kate,
Sam.
see you next time.
See you
See you
next time.
soon.
Bye, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye.